Hi, and welcome to SimVenture Evolution, lesson 11, which is about production, one of the most difficult things that a lot of students face when they're selling a lot of product and need to boot up production. So, the previous and also looked at the CBI skills that you will have developed, which include a positive attitude, self-management, thinking, business aware, problem solving, application of numeracy, and application of information technology. All of my assessments do have to keep a within SimVenture Evolution and also reflect weekly on which one or two or three employability skills that you have developed so that you can write that up for your summative assessment. So let's have a look at production today. So in this particular lesson, we'll be defining our company's approach to manufacturing its products. Choosing a manufacturer to build products to your requirements will allow you to streamline your company and focus your attention in other areas. So this means that you can either continue to manufacture your product or products within SimVenture Evolution, or you can contract out to an external manufacturer, which will give you some time back in the business. You might prefer to manage the process yourself so that you can retain more control over the costs involved, because outsourcing a manufacturer will obviously increase costs, but will in the long term be more effective, probably in terms of the bicycles they make for you. And as I said, it will be an increase in cost. You won't have to employ resources, and it will give you more time back in the business. But that's a decision you as a team need to make. So in this lesson, you will be learning how to make that decision by working through the case study on production. You'll also have the option of rewinding your decisions if you don't like the outcome of your decision and try a different one. So try logging into the simulation now using your username and password and have a look at where you are currently in terms of production. So in order to get the best out of running your virtual business, we've given you a structure to work through called the process to get to market. This is the process model you should follow to get the business moving along. For those of you who don't like to work in a structured way, please feel free to run the virtual business any way you'd like. But this process works and could be a great starting point for you. The basic process to get to market is to start with research, and in particular market research, and you will need to continue doing that all throughout the simulation. So we've completed this section in a previous model, but as you come to design new products, it's important for you to continue to get more research, especially if you're putting a new product into the marketplace. You'll need to get a focus group, a research report to see whether that new model is actually required or not. And also further market research to decide whether the market has changed or shifted in terms of your customers and potential customers. So today we're going to look at how your company promotes itself in terms of the products and services it sells, but more importantly, looking at the process to market in the production area. So what we're going to do is navigate to the operations and the production tabs. Please go to the top right-hand side and read the guidance information tab. What we also need to do is there are a little magnifying glass on the top right-hand side as well. You can click into that. You'll see that the text changes color from black to a kind of orangey brown. And if you, as a marketing student, are not familiar with different business operations, then that will give you some idea of how what that particular word means, or how that particular department works. So please do read the guidance and the information tabs. So here you can define your company's approach to manufacturing its product. Choosing a manufacturer to build products for your requirements, as I said before, will allow you to streamline your company and focus your attention in other areas. Or you could stay and manage the process yourself so that you can retain more control over the costs involved. So in this lesson, you should also explore the overall efficiency of the production department, including whether the company could be more efficient if it changed its production units from basic automation to standard automation or higher, how many sales the company is making and how many units need to be produced this quarter, so you'll need to do some math, whether to manufacture in-house or contract out, how many batches are made each quarter. So again, if you go to the top right side and click on the magnifying glass and hover over the word batches, it will tell you exactly what that means. You also need to be thinking about your current stock levels and your suppliers in terms of how many bikes you're making, how many components each bike takes, and therefore what does your stock level have to be in order to produce the amount of bikes that have been ordered. Look at your production in process. You also need to have a look, there is a PDF that I put on your virtual learning environment, and it looks at how to produce a single unit and the cost, time and resources and the effort it takes to produce one bike. So again, there's a bit of maths coming in here, that the time it takes to produce a single unit and the capacity of the business to produce the number of bikes required means you've got to think about time, cost, and resources and effort. And also look at the capacity that you have within the business, the number of hours available it takes to complete the production process for this quarter. The efficiency is likely to change regularly depending upon other factors and what else is happening in the business. So you need to keep an eye on production each quarter. Somebody in your group will be responsible for the production department and needs to keep the rest of the team informed as to what's going to happen next. So if you wish to change your production strategy, go to Change Strategy, make any changes, confirm them, and then run the quarter. So that's a button at the top in blue which says run the quarter. Then what generally happens a lot of the time within groups is everyone's sort of busy pressing buttons and trying different things. But how about some reflection on the outcome of your decisions in the history page? And along the top of the history page, you'll see a decisions tab in blue as well. As a team, I'd like you to stop every now and again and actually reflect on the decisions made. If it didn't work for you, you have the option of rewinding a quarter or rewinding the entire game. I know some other lecturers don't allow that, but I do, because learning by doing and learning from experience is the best way forward. And as marketers, what's also important is for you to understand how your strategic marketing function fits with the rest of the business, because most marketers don't engage with a business, and this is a great opportunity within the simulation to get an understanding of the terminology and how other departments work. So you need to look at organization, operations, R&D and finance, along with sitting with your marketing actions and seeing how all the marketing that you're doing and all the sales channels that you're working through actually impact things further down the line across the entire business. Okay. So the second part of this is looking at production and sustainability. What I want you to do, and part of your summative assessment for me, will be to refer to the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. So go and have a look at that on the internet. There are 17 of them, and there is a link to the UN SDGs in the notes underneath this slide. So what I need you to do is review the sustainability of the production department, and you probably need to go over to the organisation tab, which is in green, and look at their sustainability figures there and think to yourself, like we discussed in class, what is our team's attitude to sustainability? Are we wholly 100% in? Are we 70% in? Are we 50% in? Are we not in at all? Is it a tick boxing exercise or what? So it's your decision as a team to decide where you fit in terms of sustainability and make appropriate adjustments in the organisation section, which has the sustainability section in there. So to be fair, you know, to be sustainable is absolutely brilliant. I'm a great advocate of sustainability, but you will need to be aware that within the simulation, there is a time, cost and resources attachment to those thoughts. So if you decide to go full-blown sustainability, it will cost you money, and you will have to decide whether that's something that you actually want to do. So review company, what changes could be considered? Think of the time, cost and resources, and what's your decisions? Now, as far as sustainability and the UN SDGs are concerned, in your assignment, what I want you to do is look at the current settings within SimVenture Evolution, organisation, sustainability section, the green tabs, and then think about the UN SDGs, which one, 3, no more, you can't do 17 in an assignment of this size. Which one do you think would be beneficial to the organisation going forward if you were the marketing director? So what is your decision? So as we've outlined in every single lesson, we're looking at employability skills. So in terms of today's session, excuse me, which one or more of the you developed, where you need for your summative assessment to tell me where you have developed that skill. So it's not enough to say, I have developed business and customer awareness in terms of sustainability today. How have you developed that employability skill? What have you looked at? What decisions have you made? What UN sustainability goal did you decide to pursue? So each time you mention an employability skill, you need to give me some evidence in your assignment of where you've developed that skill. Remember that in the summative assessment, I'm actually only looking for you to discuss one employability skill, the one that you have employed the most within this module, and write about that. What you could do in your reflections is to list out all the employability skills, but please take care not to write about more than one, because you'll end up going down rabbit holes. And what I need is a focused assignment to mark. Remember to keep your lesson journal that we're doing every week, because you will need to include the appendix of your summative assessment. So make sure that you've got access to it, that it's not on somebody's phone. The rest of the can't get access to it. You need to have a shared area where you can actually access this information. So in this lesson, we've covered the production process, the UN SDGs, and your reflective journal, and look forward to seeing you next time.